Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we explore the 10 most famous Frida Kahlo paintings. Before we get started, be sure to give that like button a little love and hit subscribe to stay in the loop for future exciting content. 1. The Two Fridas. The Two Fridas is a weird yet thought-provoking picture of the dual nature of the society in which she and other Mexicans lived at the time. The picture was completed in 1939 and depicts two versions of Kahlo reclining in an exquisite yet puzzling manner. On the left, the visitor sees a portrayal of Kahlo wearing a European-style outfit that was popular among upper-class Mexicans at the time and also functioned as a symbol of luxury and richness. The Kahlo on the right is dressed in a much more traditional Mexican clothing that has a lot more color than her opposite's dazzling white attire. 2. The Broken Column. Frida Kahlo's picture, The Broken Column, is another of her iconic self-portraits that invokes much more than superficial beauty. In the summer of 1925, Kahlo was engaged in a major bus accident and would suffer with the intense agony and lingering injuries that ensue from the calamitous incident for the rest of her life. She had to have more than 30 separate operations to correct some of the damage caused by the accident, and she was unable to conceive children as a result, which was reported to weigh heavily on her mind from that point forward. The artwork was done in 1944, several years after the accident, yet it depicts a semi-naked Kahlo in a lovely white gown. Her body is covered with nails, which most likely represent the long-term suffering she endured as a result of the incident. 3. Self-portrait with Thorn necklace and Hummingbird. Frida Kahlo is well known for her distinctive depictions of numerous people, most especially female figures, in which she often placed herself as the focal center of the picture. Kahlo's 1940 artwork, Self-Portrait with Thorn Necklace and Hummingbird, is one of her most well-known self-portraits. She is seen in the artwork wearing a white dress or shirt, her body enveloped by thorn bush branches that appear to engulf her head and shoulders. In this picture, Kahlo is seen with her customary melancholy and slightly severe attitude as she stares back at the spectator. She also included some intriguing background images, such as a little monkey behind one shoulder and a black panther visible over the other. 4. Without hope? Not the least hope remains to me. Everything moves in time with what the belly dictates. Frida wrote this line on the back of the picture in reference to the food routines she needed to follow in order to gain weight, since her lack of appetite had left her exceedingly thin. Frida Kahlo created this picture in 1945 at a period of great physical difficulty for her. She experienced a loss of appetite as a result of the several ailments she had and the multiple operations she had to endure. This image, in reality, represents the restrictive diet that her doctor had advised for her. 5. The Wounded Deer Kahlo, like she has done throughout her artistic career, conveys her continuing bodily and emotional anguish with her viewers via the wounded deer. This artwork was painted at the end of Kahlo's life, when her health was failing. To represent her many inspirations and beliefs, Kahlo blends pre-Columbian, Buddhist, and Christian motifs. Kahlo depicts herself as an animal-human hybrid in the wounded deer. She possesses a deer's body and antlers that extend from her own head. The deer is rising up, its legs spread in anticipation of action. Its right front leg is lifted off the ground, as if hurt or in motion. 9 arrows are embedded in the deer's body, producing wounds through which blood pours. The deer stands in the middle of a forest. 9 trees are to the animal's right, and a broken branch is in the foreground. 6. Henry Ford Hospital, The Flying Bed. Frida experienced a miscarriage in Detroit on July 4, 1932, after being under the care of her physicians, who prescribed extended periods of full bed rest to bring her pregnancy to term. Her body, on the other hand, was unable to fight, and she was eventually transported to Henry Ford Hospital, where an abortion was done to complete the procedure that had begun at home. Some days later, in a profound despair, Frida requested that her child's fetus be brought to her so that she might paint it. She was denied her request, and she had to make do with some images given by Diego and her physicians, with which she proceeded to produce this piece, named after the hospital where she was treated. 7. Viva Lavita, Watermelons, Kahlo's last work, painted just before her death, was a still life with watermelons. The watermelon in Frida's artwork has a lot of importance and is a common theme in Mexican art. It is a famous emblem in the Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead celebration, which often portrays watermelons being eaten by the dead or being presented in close proximity to the dead. 8 days before her execution, she scribbled her name, the date, and the location of her execution on the melon's scarlet pulp, along with the caption Viva Lavita, Coyoc in 1954 Mexico, in bold capital letters, Long Life Life. 8. Frida and Diego Rivera. This image, which was painted 2 years after Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera married, is usually regarded as a bridal portrait. Rivera, Kahlo's husband and fellow artist, is shown in the artwork. Rivera is shown as a painter, with a palette and 4 brushes in his right hand, while Kahlo tilts her head towards him. Both are staring at the spectator, unsmiling. Kahlo's left hand is clutching her brilliant red scarf. In the middle of the picture, Rivera and Kahlo are holding hands. Rivera towers above Kahlo in stature. 9. Self-portrait with cropped hair. The artist's difficult relationship with Diego Rivera, who she married twice, was also a recurring motif in her work and is represented in one of her iconic pictures taken soon after their divorce. Frida's first self-portrait following her divorce from Rivera was self-portrait with cropped hair. She portrays herself in an enormous men's suit and scarlet shirt, which contrasts sharply with her more traditional Mexican Tijuana outfits, which she often wears in her paintings. She has shaved her long hair, which Diego was rumored to adore. As a symbol of her sacrifice, she holds a strand of her cropped hair in her left hand. She wields the scissors with which she murdered her femininity with her right hand. Strands of her hair are everywhere, enveloping her in the empty space she seems to shrink into. 10. What the Water Gave Me. What the Water Gave Me, Lo que agua me dio in Spanish, is a 1938 oil painting and is also known as What I Saw in the Water. What the Water Gave Me has been referred to as her biography. She used this work to reflect on her life and recollections. Kahlo's unconscious mind was unleashed by the use of what seems to be an unreasonable juxtaposition of pictures in her bathwater. Frida depicts herself, namely her legs and feet, reclining in a bath of gray water in this painting. In this image, Kahlo seems dead as she rests in a bathtub filled with water, her legs scarcely visible, but her feet poking out. Her right foot is bleeding and distorted, a reflection of what was going on in her body when she was in anguish. Please support and show appreciation by hitting super thanks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. We appreciate you being part of our community. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.